Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Kim Montes Art Studio, and today we have a little fun comparison video. I'm using the Prismacolor limited palette with the Daiso colorful paper, and I'm super excited for this limited palette. Next, I'll be using the Stonehenge white paper with my Crayola neon crayons. I'm excited for the neons. And lastly, I'll be using my Canson mixed media black paper with my bold and bright construction crayons. So today's subject is going to be a bouquet of flowers that I'm going to start with. And I got this little dry bouquet at Hobby Lobby. And so I just wanted to kind of test things out and just get things set up. And I know how the Prismacolor pencils work. Love how they work. Everyone loves how creamy they are and how smooth they are. But this limited palette is going to be a little strange for me. I'm a very bright and colorful girl, as many of you know. I don't know how I feel about this muted tone of colors, but I end up kind of liking it. I mentioned this in my last art haul, which is where I got some of these items. Limited palettes for me are very constricting. I want to be able to have variety of color. I want all the colors. I want to have bright neon colors and just live my life happy with every single color in the world. So I need to practice limiting my colors, and I think this was the perfect palette to kind of have. It has my pinks, it has some of my greens and blues, which I love, but they're all kind of muted. They're toned down, they're not as vibrant or exciting. So I start off with my blue outline and I set up my bouquet in a way that is sort of standing, and then I ended up kind of just holding things to just observe the different flowers and the different petals, and of course I try to make it my own way. I've been also trying to practice drawing from life a little bit more, so this was a nice little quick sketch. None of these, by the way, are any sort of finalized professional style finish work, I would say, in my opinion. They're very good studies. They're like, I would start to use these as a next step for a final piece. So this is some good practice to have in your repertoire of sketch practicing. So you always want to be able to kind of just move quickly and observe and study the object or subject and capture the values, the hues, and all that jazz. So that's how I treated these sketches. They were very, very sketcherly. I don't know how to say it. But so I started with thinking outside the box because I didn't have that cream color from the wrapping of the florals. So I decided to make it blue instead, and I moved into some of the green. I had a limited amount of green, but I started to see the vision here. I kind of understand the curation of this color tint. So that was a nice touch with the purple. I didn't expect the purple to look good with the green and the blue. Sorry for the shaking, by the way. I didn't realize it until I got towards the end. So I'm going to have to stabilize some of the image and see if that works. But here we have a change in color, and I have a little happy sharpener She's doing good. So far, so good. I have to figure out how to empty her. I don't know how to open it, and I threw away the directions. Um, I fixed her banana peel. They're stuck on there, so that's nice. So with this one, it's pretty much completed at this point. My God, I love this Daiso paper. It is so good. And then the combination of the Prismacolor paper with the Daiso paper, sorry, the Prismacolor pencils with the Daiso paper, they're like a match made in heaven. I have to say that these pieces of paper are unexpectedly very good. I didn't expect much when I purchased them because they didn't seem to be you know, professional at all. But the quality of the paper, the tooth of the paper is my preference. I love just enough grit, but not too soft, not too smooth, not too gritty. So I love that. Okay, so moving into the neon. These were so fun, but really hard to work with. And I think I want to give them another try because I do think that the Stonehenge paper had a little bit too much grit for this set of crayons. And because they are a little bit underpigmented, I did organize them by color, by the way. But yeah, because they are a little under pigmented, they were hard to see on this paper. I'm not sure if it's the paper, I'm not sure if it's the crayons. So we have to test it out again to see what it was about these particular crayons that like just didn't really give it life. Also, this set of crayons, I love that they call themselves neon, but they also come with, so they have their normal neon, and you can see some of them showing here. And then there's some that have glitter. So there's three crayons. So if you see the orange, there's three of the same oranges. One is a normal neon color. The other one is the pearl or metallic, I think. And then the third one is the glitter one. Guys, the glitter one was the most annoying crayon in the pack. There's one glitter per color. And I just was very irritated that they call themselves a 24 pack, but the glitter ones should have been a separate deal. I think the glitter just needs to live on its own. I haven't played around with the glitter in the big crayon box, but the issue with the glitter is that it kind of blocks the pigment, and you can see a bit of the orange and the green where I have like those little bits, those little speckles. um it's kind of like little pieces of sparkle, of course, yeah, but it's not enough to make it pop. So I mean, it is what it is. They're kid art supplies, so it's fun for the kids. I love this fuchsia color, this pink collection that they have going on here. It is absolutely gorgeous. So here's where I realized that, like, what's going on? Why do we have the same thing? And that's when I noticed that, oh, wait, they're all the same color, except for they have different binder. So one has the normal Crayola binder, the other one is the pearl, and the other one is the glitter. So here's when I started to realize, like, oh, these are not blending well. Should I pull out my blow dryer? Should I like kind of melt these together? I was kind of trying to think of different ways to make it look good. I ended up liking the image, but I didn't like the flaking of some of the glitter, as I mentioned. The damn glitter. It's just I've never been a glitter person, so that could be the other reason. I had glitter everywhere. I really hate glitter. But the pearl ones were really nice. I agree with the pearl ones. They should have did pearl and maybe a different metallic. I don't know. Anywho's, here you can see the dusting. It is Crayola, so I don't expect it to be perfect. It's not like a Neocolor 2 or anything, or Neocolor 1. So then I grabbed a tissue and I scrubbed off a lot of the excess, and it turned out to be pretty good. I was like really impressed that that technique worked. I don't know if it's like the heat transfer from my hand on the tissue and like kind of smoothing things out, but that was a really good technique that accidentally happened. I was just trying to clean up the paper, but it worked. There was a little bit of smudging on certain areas, but it didn't bother me. Again, thinking about this as a practice and having it be sort of fun in that way. So then moving on to our black paper, you can see all the glitter everywhere. I loved the black paper. I love the Canson mixed media paper, period. It is my go-to. I have just a little bit left in my white stack, so I might have to go buy some. Also, Walmart has them for really an affordable price. I think I paid $5 or $6 for this black stack of paper. And in other stores I paid like $10 or something like that. So it was very satisfying to organize my crayons by color. And so then I decided to jump into it. I love that I had way more variety of color in this collection than the other two collections. So I was able to kind of capture more of the realistic, well, slightly actual color tones of the florals. However, these are again not as pigmented as I was hoping, but it's crayons. They're meant for kids. I didn't expect it to be super saturated. They work pretty well for what they're supposed to be. I would say this out of all the sets in the tub and the neons, specifically the crayons that I bought in the art haul, this set is my favorite. So they're a lot of fun. I would definitely keep using these and kind of just go off. You know, as I sit here and edit this video, I think about all the times I ever had crayons, and I've never finished a crayon. Have you ever finished a crayon before? I've like broken a crayon, I like lost one part, but I've never like gotten to the very last bit of a crayon. That's so crazy to think about. I usually like just get to the very end of the sharpened piece and then like kind of just forget about the crayon. It'd be really interesting to kind of finish a crayon. So here I started to really enjoy the texture of the crayon. They have a little bit of a different texture, definitely a different binding for sure. The blue was really good. I fell in love with that blue. And the pinks were pretty nice. I think I enjoyed the pinks too. I would have preferred the yellow to be a bit brighter, and some of the greens were a little bit muted on the paper, but this yellow was actually okay. It showed up a bit better when there was something already down. But you know, I would like to try these crayons on white paper because they're so so much more brighter than the neons. So I would want to test that out. I did end up going over this exact picture with my color pencils later on. I didn't film that part, but I did go over it to give it some pop because I ended up liking this image and I didn't want it to go to waste. So I used my Prismacolor pencils that I have on the top of my bookshelf to kind of help um, make it feel more sort of saturated. At this point, by the way, I had been filming this at like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was very tired and I didn't want to organize my crayons in order. So, this was a lot of fun. This was definitely worth getting. I would say if you need a break from something being so sort of professional, like it, especially us as artists, we're constantly dealing with the pressure of making good art all the time. And I would definitely recommend getting some crayons to loosen up and have fun. So here's the Prismacolor one. I absolutely appreciate and love Professional. And this is when I realized I had picked the wrong box of crayons. But yes, I was saying I love Professional art supplies. Like this is the moment where I realized like once you've mastered your technique, it is super valuable to invest in yourself and have some good things. And there's some affordable good things. Like these Prismacolors were $12 on clearance. So if you feel that you've leveled up and want to take things to a next level, just shop around and find some professional supplies for an affordable price, for something that works for you. Honestly, I think the Crayola crayons are pretty good. If you know how to maneuver through some of their sort of hidden techniques that some people have found, you can make Crayola crayons look extremely professional. So this is the collection together. I love the texture. I love the different effects. I would definitely want to try the bold and bright construction paper crayons on white paper. Highly recommend a limited palette. I had so much fun with this limited collection. This also has that little butterfly drawing QR code for those that do end up buying it. You can see the step-by-step tutorial, and then of course the neon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.